Hey everyone, and welcome to the 10K in 30 Day live weekly webinar. My name is Vanessa Simpkins, your host from TakeYourPowerBackNow.com. Today, you guys are in for a treat. We have an amazing rock star guest with us, Tammy Schumacher from transformingtojoy.com. She is here to talk to us all about how to make shift happen, how to get your goals, how to make shit happen. No, I'm joking. But really, how to have more joy, how to infuse more joy into your life, your relationship, your business. And I'm really, really excited that she's joining us here. And I'm really excited that you guys are all here. Before I introduce you to our amazing guest here today, I want to make sure that all this amazing technology is working, that you can all hear us and see us. So go ahead, type in the chat box your name and where you're calling from. Let me know. I know there's a bunch of people here joining, but I want to make sure that you can all hear us and see us. So go ahead, type in your name in the chat box and where you're calling from. And I'm going to go and introduce you guys to Tammy. Hey, Tammy, welcome, welcome.
Hi, Vanessa. Thank you so much for having me here.
Oh my gosh. I'm excited that that you are here. Let me introduce you properly because Tammy's a rock star. Okay, this woman, she has earned over 200 mom years as a teen mom, and now she's a smoking hot grandma of 11 freaking grandkids. You look awesome, Tammy. You're stunning, and she's also the author of the upcoming book, A Second Start, where she shares with you nuggets of wisdom from nearly leaving a 37-year marriage and having that second start. Now she's passionate about helping women break out of their shells of silence, own and speak their truth without apology, walk in confidence, connect with more joy and pleasure. You can find out more about her speaking events, her books. She has also a laughter app and CDs, transformational healing programs at transformintojoy.com. And we're just so stoked that you're here. Welcome, Tammy.
Thank you, Vanessa. I'm so thrilled to be here with you and everybody that's signing up. That's here live on the webinar with me, with us.
And let me tell you, there are just a ton of people. Can I just give a shout out to Nicole, Nancy, Desiree, Christine, Diane, Shelley, Tansha, Patricia, Diane, Holly, Sandy, Nicole, Candace, Rob. Like, wow, we got a ton of people here. So welcome, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. And I also want to just a quick little shout out. If you have any questions for Tammy at any time, go ahead and Ashley, Carolyn, is just a ton of people. People from Ireland. How freaking amazing. All over the world. I love this thing. At any time, if you have any questions, just go ahead and type them inside the chat box, and we'll get to those. So, Tammy, you are on, my dear.
Well, a lot of people have asked me the question, Tammy, how do you stay so joyful in life all the time? So that's one of the reasons we're here today, to share different golden nuggets and simple tips and tricks to help to infuse into your life how to bring more joy into your life. And I know that some things in life are just tough. Like when I left my marriage of now 37 years, it's only been 3 years, you guys. And that's why I wrote a book about it, The Second Start, because I know what we can go through, what the different challenges we have in life. And that's why I started my coaching business. I really have so dedicated so much time and attention an investment into my coaching business to help other women to stand in their strength, to gain more confidence, and to start infusing more joy into their life and help them to walk forward. So some of the things we're going to talk about today is how to find that juice in life again, how to increase your capacity for pure pleasure and elegance. And even if you're overworked and overwhelmed, I know that because 11 grandchildren, 5 children, their significant others.
How did you do it, girl? We all want to know.
So, and the secret to being happy and joyful and magnetic. And 3 keys to being irresistible. And finding your own voice and speaking up and getting it out and into the air, into the public. So let's get started. I don't want to delay this anymore because I have so much information I want to share with you. So if we just start with how to find in your life to increase your capacity for pure pleasure, one of the main things, really key points, is me time. And I just like, it's me time. It's about self-care. And I know we can slip from it. I totally did that. I slipped away from it in my early years, from the age of 17 when I became a mom and a wife. I didn't know this, and I had nobody else to help me through those moments. So I encourage you to get out your calendar, even right now, right here, and schedule some me time. Even if
What
it's
would you say to these women? Hang on a second, because this is a touchy subject, okay? Women are going to tell you, but I have kids. I got 5 kids or 3 kids. I got, a job. I feel guilty.
Yes.
What do you say to those women?
You can only give to others what you give to yourself.
True.
So even if it's 5 minutes, and I've done this, 5 minutes, I drive by a park, I stop and I go swing on a swing. 5 minutes of giving a piece of bubble gum and blowing bubbles. It just starts to bring this joy back to you. If you have to go lock yourself in a bathroom, I mean, hello, I've done these things to just, so even in the bathroom, let's just say that, and taking a breath. So do this with me right now. Take in a breath and count to 4, hold it for 4, and then blow out for 8. And pay attention to how you feel. So do it with me now. Okay? Breathe in for 4. Hold for 4. And release with a count of 8. And you just like this.
Does relax you. We do this in yoga class sometimes. Sometimes, you ever notice that when you're like running around at like 5,000 miles an hour? Anyone know what we're talking about? Go ahead, type in the chat box where you're like reeling at like 5,000 miles an hour and you're like, maybe had a few coffees, right? Just that one breath can bring you back and centered.
Yes. So breath, and let me share this extra tidbit with you. There's a difference, when we sigh and we go, there's a difference when we take that breath and we go, that instead of that already is releasing endorphins out of your brain. And these endorphins goes through your cells and wake up your cells and help them to be bouncing within your bloodstream, within your whole system.
True, just even a sigh. We do that too in yoga class. We like endorphins. We love pleasure, and we like endorphins because everyone knows here, as a mom, you can get really busy. As a woman, you can get really busy. We're the mother, the lover, the business owner. There's nothing we can't really do. And I agree. One of the things that we've forgotten how to do is just give ourselves what Tammy calls me time. So how much me time should we, how much me time is like good enough, or is there like too much, or, how do you balance that out?
How do I always strive for at least 30 minutes every day. I build up to an hour. And when I can get half a day, wow, that is so exhilarating. And it could be whether it's in your home, whether it's, cleaning up your room and make it like a goddess, because that's what you are, ladies. You're a goddess. You're this remarkable being. And the more we fill ourselves up, the more we give to others. And see, I'm already sitting up straighter just by sharing that with you. So whatever it is for you, sometimes it is taking time to go through my closet, but it's just me in my closet. And it's also, or it's going to get a massage, or it's, talking to a friend that we're soul connecting. So I just encourage you to start. If you can do the 30 minutes, great. But if you're sitting there and thinking, oh, I don't even have 30 minutes, then just start with 5 minutes. And this is a muscle that you're going to build upon and build upon. I know eventually some women can do a whole day, when they drop off the kids, if you have children, to when you pick them up. And it's okay. And pay attention to how you're feeling, because that's what it's all about. It's about the feeling. And if you start to feel the guilt and like, oh, but I should be doing this and this and this, then how about we do one thing? You know, one of the things you can do is pre-plan. Pre-plan for this time. Another thing is go look in the mirror and tell yourself, put your name in there. So I'm going to use myself. I love you, Tammy. Do the mirror exercise. And when you start to feel that love, and repeat it at least 7, if not 11 times. I love you. Fill in your name. I love you. I love you, Tammy. And look yourself in the eyes, and you start to feel this worthiness. So, and once you start to do that, private message me on Facebook. You know, you can find me at Tammy Lee at Transforming the Joy on Facebook, and you know, private message me, because I know that in itself can be. It sounds like a simple exercise, but it's extremely deep. One of the clients I had, if it's okay if I share this right quick, Vanessa, one of the clients I had that I literally told her because she couldn't even look at herself in the mirror and say, I love you. And I held her as she bawled and bawled because she did not know that she could love herself. And this is what it's all about, is self-love, self-care.
Jay Latour says, I just love this. I actually gave myself 15 minutes of mantra meditation. It feels so good. And, you know, this is, I think, the area where women epically fail. They fail and they fail big time. And they go out there and they start thinking that this guy out there is supposed to fill me up, fill my love up. You know, that husband, that dude, this relationship, or, you know, they go out there trying to make gangbang careers in the corporate, and they got all the money and they're still freaking miserable. And what it really comes down to is this ability to love yourself. I hands down absolutely agree. And it's, I think, a place where women epically fail big time. We either feel guilty, we don't take the time for it, we put other people above, you know, this person, the kids, the family, the household, the relationship, the food, the kitchen, or whatever, the cleaning, the dogs, on and on and on and on it goes. And your ability to love yourself, as Tammy just described, that 5 minutes of just a simple mirror exercise can instantly shift your feeling. What is your, how you feel is everything, right? It's your vibration, your point of attraction. So Julie in Dublin, Ireland loves this. Diane, awesome. Feels good, doesn't it? So let's get some feedback here from the audience tuning. We've got people from all around the world. I mean, holy smokies. We've got about 40 people here joining us live, which is awesome, and a whole bunch more on YouTube Live, which we can't even see. So I'm just going to say hi to all the YouTube livers that are out there. So what are you going to do? What self-care exercise or self-love exercise, or as Tammy calls your me time, what are you going to commit to doing in the next week? Like Tammy says, is it going to be a 5-minute I love you exercise in the mirror? Maybe it's, I got to clean my closet. I know that there's something kind of that's just, you know, I keep going around, I haven't done my taxes yet. Or I'm going to go and schedule a massage. I'm going to clean something up that I can't stand looking at, that every time I walk past, I feel like, you know. What self-care gift are you going to give yourself this week? Maybe you like to do, you know, maybe there's just fun things. I mean, one of the things that we did here with the kids that I had stopped doing for so long, you know, those little coloring books that you buy? You know, these really intricate coloring books now. They have these amazing coloring books anyways, and they have all these beautiful designs, and just to sit down and color with the kids, you know, no business mindedness, just like pure creativity. That was one of the things that I started doing over the holidays that I really enjoyed. So go ahead, type in the chat box. We want to know, what new self-care me time activity are you going to commit to here in the next week? All right, so that's the key. Number 1 is to schedule me time and start with 30 minutes and work your way up to an hour, and then take a day off every once in a while on this. Okay, so here we've got a few answers. Shelly says, I'm going dancing tonight and Sunday. I love dancing. It brings me joy. Holly says, get my hair done today. I love getting my hair done. Yes. Somehow they can always do it better than I can do it. All right, the salon. Awesome. So what self-care ritual are you going to invest and commit to in the next week? Okay, awesome. What's next, Tammy?
Fantastic. So another thing is, along with that, and whether it's me time or whether it's to create your happy, joyful, magnetic, every woman needs to know kind of tidbits. Is one of the things I started doing is I started to go buy myself flowers instead of relying on my husband to do that for me. Because I don't know about you, but I grew up watching those television shows. And I think that's why so many women are dependent on their man to make them joyful, to make them happy. Because of TV, because of media, because of the things we grew up, like Vanessa said earlier, I'm 54 years old. So I grew up watching all these TV shows where, you know, the Brady Bunch and, you know, different shows where the woman is, oh, yes, honey, oh, yes, okay. And the man just knows. You know, and I really think it was a detriment for us because it's up to us to take care of ourselves. So I go buy myself flowers. I go get myself those things. And here's another thing. Setting clear boundaries. Communicating clearly. This is one of the things that was not happening in my marriage. I had the mindset of, well, he should just know. Hello, we've been married for 34 years. He should just know. Or I would do this under, like, hint. I would hint. How many times do you hint and they don't get it? And then you get mad. Let's just put it bluntly, you get really pissed off because they are not getting your hint. Ladies, they want to know how to take care of you. They really do. So we have to be clear. We have to be concise. And even, and okay, so I'm admitting this out loud. So even though my husband and I went through some major intense counseling, couple counseling, one-on-one couple counseling, we got back together. Even after the divorce papers were filed, I still was slipping back into that. Mm-hmm. Last year we had a major upset because he didn't put the lights up down the driveway. But I'm thinking, well, he should know. I'm back in the house. We have our marriage. I wasn't clear. I did not share my feelings, precise feelings with him on how that makes me feel. This Christmas is so important to me.
This is a really key. I want everyone to, like, this is a major writer downer. And I'm happy we're having this conversation. I think most women expect men to be a woman. A good woman, you don't even have to hint, man. We got this shit dialed. If you're a good woman, it's because you have intuition. You can sense what a woman wants and needs before she even has to ask. That is the mark of a good woman. But men are not women. They are not women. They are another breed. And like Tammy says, they really want to please you. They want to make you happy, but you have to be clear with them. You have to be, you said, concise in your communication, give clear boundaries, and also tell men how we feel. And I think that's where it gets scary, right? Holy shit, I'm going to like expose my heart to this dude. And, you know, I remember there was a time when I just didn't think that, number one, I just didn't know how to do it. I'd never done it before. It was not even part of my vocabulary. And it wasn't safe for me to communicate how I felt. But once I started doing that and doing it without apology, holy smokes, did men really show up? The good ones, that's how you know if they care about you, right? Because if they care about how you feel, they're going to go to make it right. So I hope you guys are writing this down. Clear, concise, clear boundaries, concise communication. Can you give us some examples that women can, you know, use this in everyday communication with men or their partners to get more of what they want, to get more of their feelings, you know, heard?
So this year, at Christmas time, remembering what happened last year, and my husband, you know, we waking up Christmas morning and he says, "Merry Christmas, I know I really messed up." Well, I was clear with him. I said, "No, you didn't just mess up, you effed up." And then we went through Christmas, and Christmas was fine. But because I shared my true feeling, I didn't have this underlying ick inside of me. This year, 2016 comes around. I know to speak with clear boundaries. Tim, I want to, this is what I want to make sure the lights get up. What can I do to help you? Let's plan it on the calendar. Okay, so we're farmers. Tim comes to me and he says, honey, I know you want the lights up. We have bales to haul home. I don't want the bales in the trailer to knock the lights down. Are you good with that? You know what, ladies? It didn't matter. At that point, it didn't matter if the lights went up. The fact that he communicated with me showed me, one, he's thinking about it. Two, he trusts me enough. He trusts our relationship enough to share his thoughts with me. And communication was clear and open communication. Vanessa's right. It is scary. And the fact that he was coming to me with his concerns, huge.
Yeah, because it shows that he cares. And just so you all know, Tammy's freaking Christmas decorations is like, out of this freaking, it's like National Lampoon, man. Whatever you guys ever watch that Christmas, Chevy Chase's National Lampoon or Christmas Lampoon, it's like that. It's insane decorations at her house. It's a big deal. So I love that you guys made a plan and that you communicated properly. You told them what you wanted. And that really is how to make sure that you get your goals. So you're clearly communicating and you're setting up a safe place for that. There's a lot of women here that I just want to go over some of the chats here. Jay Latour, this topic is needed for me. I'm actually saying no more often when it does not feel right. Nancy says, I buy myself flowers, love to do this. Also bought my father flowers once because he was always buying everyone else flowers. A lot of people here saying I'm going to do Tansha says I'm going to do the mirror exercise, the me time. Shirley loves to do breathing exercises. I also write, but along with that, I'm scheduling a long bath with scented candles in the middle of the day. Yes. This is actually one of my little private moments. There's nobody here in the middle of the house in my day. The kids are at school. Alex is at work. And well, the dogs, they can stay outside. That's nice. No one can catch you. No one can disrupt you. Love that. Sandy says, join a workout club. Yes. How you feel about your body. Start, taking care of it. Love that. Oh, geez. Jay Latour says, massage on Sunday. Get my eyebrows done. Nicole, I'm going to give myself a day off. Boom. Patricia started getting her hair colored and nails done recently. Doesn't it feel great? One of the things I do, I get my nails done. Michelle, nails done. So a lot of women here are just tuning in and saying, yes, 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 yes. Self-care is really the missing link. So we've got self-care me time. We've got, don't wait for other people, buy yourself flowers, do these things for yourself. Make sure that you are clear and you're concise in your communication. Communicate how you feel. Oh, I feel like this. I think that one of the things that I had to learn in communicating with men about feelings was to just say my feelings in a calm voice instead of talking about my feelings like this. Right? You can have feelings, but to talk about them in a calm way, that was another clicker for me. So I love this. What else? What else, Tammy? How else can we infuse more joy and passion into our life and business?
Well, I noticed you said one of the ladies was saying that she's saying no more often. And this is one of the keys, one of the 3 keys is how you phrase it. Because language is everything. And how you say something and the energy behind your words. So now I say, instead of no, thank you, I say thank you and no. Because this way you're putting the thank you, you're putting the energy of the gratitude, the energy of thank you, and no. Thank you and no. And it's a new way of saying something. And even when you say yes, thank you and yes. Thank you and no. And just feel the difference if you can. Feel the difference between that. No, thank you. Thank you. Thank you and no. Thank you and no.
That kind of takes the bite or the sting away from, you know, saying no.
Yes.
Because isn't that what happens, right? You were afraid of, you know, other people judging us, or, you know, not liking us, or losing their love, or losing their approval if we say no, you know, or for being what that, you know, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to put myself first, you know. So thank you and no. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and no. I'm not going to practice.
We practice that in the mirror, because we can even practice it with ourselves. Because I know that so many women are also people pleasers. And when we start to practice that, thank you and no, just the freedom, the feeling of freeness of, oh, my schedule is opening up. It's okay to say no. It's okay to put myself first, because let me tell you something. We're all made in the image of God, or that higher power, or that higher energy, whatever you call that. I choose to say God most of the time, but God is everything, right? And we have this God spot. So when we're saying no to other things, when we're saying yes to us, we're saying yes to our soul. We're saying yes to our passion. We're saying yes to us so we can give more to others. It all starts with us.
Love this. It's so true. You know, you got to say no in order to say yes to that higher version of yourself. I like to, sometimes I call this, you got to close one door before you open another one, you know? You got to cut out a nasty habit or a bad habit or an energy leak or whatever it is so that you can say yes to this. So for example, I have to say no to white sugar gummy bears. Cheez-Its, goldfish, you know, then say yes to more meats and vegetables, you know, no carbs. That's what I'm closing one door to say yes to another. And yeah, you have to put yourself first. I absolutely agree. Good advice here. I know Holly's saying asking others to do what I don't have time for, that they can do, and it will help me out because I'm always doing for others and I rarely ask of others. It's a huge step for me. Love that. It's almost like outsourcing, you know, inviting other people to do things for you that you don't have time for, you don't want to do. This wasn't a big thing I did in my business. I'm still doing it. You know, hiring people to do the things that I don't need to do. Sure, I could do it. Do I want to do it? No. I just want to sit around and inspire people and blast around all day long. I'm really good at that. The rest, meh, not really. Awesome. So saying yes to yourself, putting yourself first is really about saying no to other people. Why don't we get a little, what are you saying no to? Sometimes I ask this here during, I asked this during New Year's. What are you saying no to? Or what has to die? You know, it's another way of asking that question. What has to go in order for your yes to come out? What do you have to close a door to? Somebody said here, wine. I'm with you on that one. No more wine. The guys at the gym this morning, they're like, we don't see you often. I'm like, yes, I don't come often. No. And I said, I got to lose some weight for this wedding dress. And he's like, well, you got to get your diet straight. And I was like, yes, yes, yes. But what are you saying no to? What has to go or what has to die in order for something, you know, for you to say yes, to blossom? Go ahead and type in the chat box. Nancy says, a woman told me once that the first no is the easiest, but I like thank you, no, even better. Sandy says, playing small has to go. Nicole says, no to toxic people. Yeah, get rid of them. Get rid of them. It's going to be the hardest thing, I know. Say no to toxic people to allow amazing people. Nicole also second on the wine. Yeah. Jay Latour, saying no to procrastination, being around people I just tolerate. Ooh, that's a good one. Hesitating. Janine says, gotta get rid of hesitating. I like that one too. And we've got some rock stars here showing up. Thank you all for participating. You know, I say it every week. I really mean it. 90% of success is just showing up. Saying no to procrastination. Yeah. Getting on with it. Love it. Great conversations here. Go ahead and type in the chat box. What are you saying no to? What are you saying no to so you can say yes to something grander, bigger version of yourself, your ideal self, more joy, more passion? All right. And while you girls are doing that, what else you got for us, Tammy? We've got some great scheduling me time. Start with 30 minutes to an hour. You know, make sure that you communicate clearly about, you know, your boundaries, clear and concise communication about your feelings, and saying no so you can show up as a bigger, better version, more, you know, more pleasurable version of yourself. What else do we got?
Well, one of the things that I did a lot, last year, actually, I launched a laugh app, because laughing is so important. Did you know that the 3 quickest ways to connect to that higher source, to connect to God, is laughter? Maniacal laughter, ecstatic dancing, and orgasm. I was told this by a shaman years ago. When he heard me laugh, he's like, oh my gosh, Tammy, you have one of the gifts. So I created a laugh app that everybody can go find at laughitofapp.com.
Let me just type it in the chat box. Laughitofapp.com.
Yes.
www.laughitofapp.com. Okay, posted it.
So go download that. It's free. Because I know even with all the work, no matter who you are and how much work you've done on yourself, there's still those moments. There's still those moments when we need help, when I need help to shift me to a higher level. So, and laughter, bam, can do it quicker. And again, releases endorphins. Dr. Hopkins actually created this, if you can see, this image to show how, okay, so with laughter comes joy. So we go from these very low feelings, and we just keep going up, 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 and there's joy. And laughter can help you raise those levels, you know, from shame.
I love that image. You know, she's talking about the levels of vibration here. You know, Beatrice's orgasm is actually better. She's like, laughter, orgasm actually are the core points that any religion try to push away from people. Dang, there is true, right? Because it's power. Women have some power, fiercely powerful pleasure, you know, organisms. But most of us, you know, turn it down, tone it down, don't laugh too much, don't have too much fun, don't make too much money, don't be too much. Why not? And I love how you showed the level of vibration, right? We move from shame at the very, very bottom and anger. Look at that, vibrates at 20. You go guilt at 30. Apathy is 50. Grief is 75. Fear is 100. And if you look all the way up the scale, you have 500 is love. So practicing those, you know, I love you in the mirror. You think it's like a bunch of, you know, you think it's so simple, but really, look at what's right after love. Joy at 540, peace at 600, enlightenment 700 to 1,000. That's where, you know, Jesus, Mother Teresa, you know, and all the saints are supposed to, you know, live in that realm of 700 to, you know, 1,000. We're talking about the vibration. So how do you make that shift? By laughing. I love it. Tammy has a free laughter app. It's here inside the chat box. Valerie says, I'm also big on orgasms. Okay, awesome, right? So what did you learn today? Well, have to laugh more and have more orgasms.
That's right. And you're worthy of those orgasms.
I love it. This is the way I do laugh during. So Christina says she says love laughing. Yes, jumping also works great too. Awesome sauce. So so we've got laughter. You know, how do you do it? So how do you get yourself into that laughter mode when you feel like, oh my God, I'm in like apathy or grief right now. I'm in overwhelm. I'm freaked out. I'm pissed off. What do you do?
I do, Vanessa, is I have a joy folder. So, and that's what I go through in this guidebook that everybody that stays until the end is going to get a link to go download this guidebook for free. Live life joyously in 21 days. 7 simple processes to lower stress, feel empowered, and love your life now. Starting.
Where can I download that free guidebook?
That is transformintojoy.com/guide.
Okay, let me put it in the chat box, you guys. Tammy's just full of free gifts today. Thank you for all these amazing, yummy gifts for everyone. Transformintojoy.com/guide is going to get you Tammy's free guidebook. What's it called again?
Live life joyously in 21 days.
I love it. So you have a joy folder. This is what prompted this here. Because I asked you, like, okay, Tammy, what do you do when you're freaked out, you're overwhelmed, or whatever? You know, you're overworked, you're pissed off. How do you get out of it? And you said you have a joy folder.
It even has the word breathe in there, because sometimes I need to remember to breathe and fill it up with things that make you joyful, like a special card you got. Or you write yourself a letter and say how awesome you are. Or a picture of you holding a baby or a baby. Different things that bring you joy. That's one of the things I do with my coaching clients is I have them write themselves a letter to themselves. They give it to me, and then I mail it to them when they least expect it. So then it comes in the mail. And they open it up, and sometimes, yes, I have to help them write it, because one of the things I've learned, Vanessa, is not everybody is full of joy, or they don't even know it's okay to be joyful. They don't even know it's okay to laugh. And this brought so much awareness to me is when Tim and I, one of the things we started doing is we started dating again when we started working on our marriage after the coaching sessions, the one-on-one coaching counseling, is we started dating again. And we have a 64 Chevy Impala convertible. And he would come.
She was like, convertible.
And I had my own place. I stayed in my own apartment because when I left, I really left. And it still brings a lot of emotion to me. And he would come pick me up, and we started dating again. And he came pick me up in the convertible. And this one time, I'm thinking, why isn't he happy? Why isn't he smiling? He should be so full of joy. He's with me and we're working it out. And it was starting to like gnaw at me. I'm like, no, I'm not going to let him take my joy. I'm just going to be joyful. Well, later I talked to him about that. And he's like, are you kidding? I was so happy. But because I didn't see it on his face, so I shared with him, I need to hear you say it. Because not everybody has the expression on their face that they're joyful, that they're happy. And so he understood that now I need to hear things like, I'm so happy you're with me. I'm so glad you're with me.
So now we're getting into the love languages, right? People have different love languages, how to communicate it.
Yes. So
yeah, Alex needs, we're very different in that. He likes to hear it so much, and I like to be shown it. Hearing it is like, yeah. Everyone's different, but you got to show me. You know, I'm going to take a look at all your little actions. And men think that, oh, if I do this big, huge thing, like here's a wedding ring, I'm good for like a couple of years. No, that's one good thing. You still got the garbage, you got the dishes, you sweep the floor, do the laundry, the kids, and the groceries. That's just one little blip. Okay, it's maybe a big blip. We don't think the same way. And so I like that you're talking about having a joy folder that's filled with all of the things that you love to do and doing and taking a peek in there. And also not to let your kind of mind take you away when, you're seeing things that aren't necessarily bringing you joy. And to also communicate. That again goes back into communications. Communicate with people about what you need. That's a big step right there for a lot of people, you know, just saying, hey, I need this, I need that.
And also understanding yourself, Vanessa. That's another thing I work with my clients. And speaking of that, one of the other things that I'm gifting to you today is when you go to that log in to download the guide book, you're also going to find another link where you can download and schedule a free breakthrough session with me. A strategy session that we're going to go through, and you're going to have a questionnaire that it's required that you fill it out before we get on the phone. So then that way we can dial in and go deep and while we're on that breakthrough session. And we're going to see if it's right for us to work together and to go further into all of this. Because this isn't just about life in general. It's about your life. It's about your business. It's about what I truly, truly believe, we can create our heaven here on earth. We can truly live that. I truly believe that. And that's what I help people to do, whether it's in their business, their personal life, in their relationships. And so you will find that when you go to that link, transformintojoy.com/guide. You're going to find that link there. After you download the guidebook as a free gift to you, you'll also be able to then book a session with me.
Awesome. That's so generous. Thank you for offering that. When you download Tammy's guidebook, you also get a free strategy session with her. That is awesome to help you live more joyously. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So make sure if you're watching this or watching the replay that you go to transformintojoy.com/guide and get that. And I love that you're taking people really into this space of understanding yourself. Know thyself, as they say. Right. This is
yes.
This is really what it's about. Jessie says we can create our heaven on earth. I love it.
And that's I really feel that's what me and my husband are starting to do, living out on the farm, because it's so interesting because realizations continue to come to me. Is before I left, I never felt like the farm was me, even though I created this home and the sanctuary and the safe haven for my children and my grandchildren. Now, because when I left, paradigms were shifted. Make shift happen? Did we do that? Oh my.
And I agree with you. It is the women's job. It is our domain to make the shift happen and change the legacy and change the paradigms and change the beliefs and change what is tolerated, change the standards of our family. There is, women are we're the ones who allow, ourselves to be treated a certain way, to set standards, to allow our kids to treat us certain ways, husbands, bosses, coworkers, neighbors, lovers, friends. It all starts with us. And I think especially, even more because we're the head of the, okay, you got mom and dad as the head of the family. Do you know what I mean? But it's a big job. I just inherited 3 little stepkids, about a year and a half ago that are awesome, and they're looking up and saying, hey, how does she deal with this? How does she deal with that? Right. It's great. It's great to be a role model. And that's really, the job that we have as parents or step parents or co-parents or whatever you want to call that. And we really are the ones that make it. We're the ones who set the standards. It all starts with us. You can't be blaming other people. Otherwise, you're a victim. And I love these tips and these shifts that you share with us here today. Just to recap them: make time for me time, no guilt. You come first. Have clear communication with your feelings, boundaries, and say them unapologetically in your relationships. How to say no in order to say yes. One of the tips you shared was saying thank you and no. And, to shift your vibration, to really make shift happen, use laughter. You can download Tammy's laughter app here and jump into there and create a joy folder. I like that idea. I think I'm going to do one of those. I don't have a joy folder yet. And also along this path, you can download Tammy's free guide here and really get to understand yourself and take her up on a breakthrough session if you'd like her help to help you tap into more joy. I have totally adored this conversation, as I know so many people here have as well. We've got a ton of people joining us. One last kind of question to everybody here. What's one big aha, one big takeaway you're going to, a nugget, power of one thing, one idea, one piece of clarity that you take away, that you implement, dramatically transform your life? That's the good news. What is it going to be? What's one thing, one idea, one aha, one idea or one nugget of wisdom that you're going to implement, you're going to do differently? What's one thing you're taking away from today's conversation? Go ahead and type it in the chat box. And Kelly races laugh more. Awesome. I love it. So if you want to, Diane says thank you first. That's her. That's what she's taking away. And again, people, where can Tammy, where can people find you? They can find you on your website, transformingtojoy.com. Where else do you hang out a lot?
I also have a Facebook page, Transforming the Joy. You can either find me on Transforming the Joy on Facebook, or even my personal page, Tammy Lee Schumacher. Like Vanessa and I were talking. How do you but I don't want to pronounce it wrong. It doesn't matter. Don't sweat the small stuff, right?
Well, Schumacher is actually a race car driver in Montreal. I'm from Montreal, and there's this Schumacher. He's got his own little racetrack. And I was like, Tammy, is it Shoemaker or Schumacher? She's like, it's Shoemaker. I'm like, okay, I got it. Actually, Shoemaker is the name of a famous, hilarious freaking guy, man. He's a comedian. I saw him speak. Craig Shoemaker.
Yes.
He's hilarious. He was speaking here last year. So listen, we've got Sandy says the importance of joy in the vibrational level. Yep. Jesse says the levels of vibration was awesome. Shirley, thank you for enforcing for me where I am and how I might transfer this to my clients. Thank you. No, this is my takeaway. Shirley says thank you. So we've got a ton of great takeaways, and I want to thank you, Tammy, for being here and sharing all of this wisdom and nuggets and the juju of wisdom with all of our viewers here today. Thank you. I'm going to invite you all to go over and pick up some of the awesome free gifts that Tammy is making available for you here today. Her laughter app and the guidebook as well. Those links are here inside the chat box. Michelle says, Candace is learning to laugh more. Holly, clarification on self-love, validation of doing for me, the laugh app. So awesome. People are totally loving this. I adore you. Thank you, Tammy, for joining us. Thank you, everyone, for being here. This has been another amazing conversation. And every week we have these conversations. I kind of title it as the 10K and 30-day live weekly webinar, and we cover everything from self-love to joy. Today we talked about orgasms and laughter. Hallelujah. Talking about the important stuff. We also talk about, mindset and marketing and sales and everything you need to really take your business and your life to the next level. So thank you, Tammy. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in, and come and join us again next week on the 10K and 30-day live weekly webinar. And we'll see you all then.
Thank you, Vanessa. Thank you, everyone.
Bye, everyone.